Alright, my peeps, time for the second prediction game of the day. This is the World Heavyweight Championship prediction game video. It is Alberto Del Rio defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Rob Van Dam. And by the way, this is a new Rob Van Dam credit character I got off Community Creations just yesterday. I like to keep my roster updated in these games and have the characters looking as much as possible as what they do on TV. So, anyways, yeah, this matchup, like I said in the official prediction game video, it's gonna be weird. Not necessarily the match itself, but like the fact that Ricardo is not going to be. This is a World Heavyweight Championship matchup. Del Rio defending his world title, and you've got Ricardo at ringside, but instead of being in Del Rio's corner as he usually is, except for SummerSlam, he is in Rob Van Dam's corner. So that's going to be weird because not only is it Ricardo being on the opposite side of the ring against Del Rio, but also just the fact that a face is facing off for the World Heavyweight Championship against the heel, but it's the face that's being managed. It's the face that has somebody at ringside, a manager. So it's going to be interesting to see. And speaking of that, I know some people have been saying, you know, that Ricardo's going to turn on Rob Van Dam. He's going to turn heel again and align himself with Del Rio and cost Rob Van Dam the matchup. But it just doesn't make sense. I'll be honest with you guys, it really doesn't make sense when I think about it. I tried to think about it a little bit, and it just, I mean, Del Rio beat the shit out of Ricardo, so why would this all be just for a plan? Why would he beat Ricardo so badly if the plan is just to cost whoever is Del Rio's next challenger his World Heavyweight Championship matchup? And on SmackDown, you had Ricardo versus Del Rio. Del Rio beats Ricardo, and after the matchup, he also locks in the cross arm breaker when the match is already over. And of course, when he beat him up in the first place, he put his, it wasn't just, you know, a regular beating. He put his head in between the steel steps and the steel's post and then dropkick that. So Ricardo turning his back on Rob Van Dam just doesn't seem very likely to me. Like I said, doesn't make sense. Probably not gonna happen. If it does happen, I'm gonna be surprised because I mean, I know Del Rio's a heel and everything, but going through all that just to, you know, set up Rob Van Dam, it's I don't know, it's not logical. But anyways, speaking of Ricardo, I was thinking about something a few moments ago, and you know how Ricardo cost Del Rio the matchup. What match was it? It was Del Rio versus somebody. Was it Christian? I don't know. Whatever matchup where Del Rio lost. Oh yeah, it was Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam. How can I forget? Yeah, Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam, where Ricardo cost the matchup, cost Del Rio the matchup, and Del Rio afterwards beat him with the bucket and stuff. I was thinking, what if, you know, because I think Rob Van Dam's going to lose this matchup. I think Del Rio's going to win here and retain his championship. So what if the reason Rob Van Dam loses this matchup is because once again Ricardo messes up and accidentally costs Rob Van Dam the matchup? I thought, wouldn't it be funny if after the match, now it's Rob Van Dam's turn and Rob Van Dam takes the bucket that Ricardo usually brings to the ring, although he doesn't bring it anymore, but takes the bucket and beats the shit out of Ricardo as well after the matchup, and then it could become like Ricardo's new gimmick or something like that. And then he goes on to try and manage somebody else, costs them the matchup, and then they beat the shit out of Ricardo as well. I don't know. It's just a random thing that popped into my head. Probably not gonna happen because Rob Van Dam's a face, and I don't think he's gonna be turning heel anytime soon, especially at this point in time when he's probably going to be leaving or taking some time off again after Battlegrounds. Is it Battlegrounds? I think it's Battlegrounds, right? The next pay-per-view. So it doesn't make sense to turn Rob Van Dam heel and just have him take, you know, be away for a couple of days or months or whatever. But yeah, man, if we see it this Sunday, you know, Rob Van Dam beating the shit out of Ricardo with a bucket and doing what Del Rio did to him, it'd be pretty funny. It'd make for a pretty hilarious moment. Although, like I said, doubt it's gonna happen. So, did I even go into reasons as to why I think Rob Van Dam's gonna lose? I don't think I did yet. But to be honest, there's not that many reasons. It's just, first off, the whole scenario, the whole way Rob Van Dam got this matchup, you know, winning a non-title match against Del Rio, and I think it wasn't just one non-title match. I think it was 2 non-title victories over Del Rio. It's just pretty much it's the same scenario, the same exact scenario, the same exact way that Del Rio's former challenger, his previous challenger, Christian, got his World Heavyweight Championship matchup against Del Rio. As much as I would have liked it to turn out otherwise, how did that turn out for Christian at SummerSlam? He ended up losing the matchup, and Del Rio retained, made him tap out to the Cross Armbreaker. I was actually expecting maybe a rematch, Night of Champions, but then once I saw Del Rio versus Christian on SmackDown, I was like, oh, looks like Del Rio's getting a new challenger at Night of Champions, and he did, Rob Van Dam, and I'm happy about that. I know some people actually thought that Del Rio was going to face off against Rob Van Dam at SummerSlam, myself included. I also thought that he was going to, you know, these two are going to face off the previous pay-per-view, but I'm glad Christian got the matchup at SummerSlam, and now Rob Van Dam's getting it, so they both got their title match. Is Rob Van Dam, though, going to get a title match or a rematch at Battlegrounds? Maybe. I could actually see that happening. But going back to the reasons why. First off, it's a lot like Christian's, you know, the way Christian got the title match. What ended up happening is Del Rio wins in the end. And also, going back to the whole momentum thing, just like the Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton prediction game, just like pretty much every single prediction game video I post up, I had to talk about this. Who has the momentum going into this matchup? Rob Van Dam. What happened on SmackDown? You had Rob Van Dam hit the 5-star frog splash on Del Rio, and that was pretty much the last interaction between the two. I know Del Rio beat Ricardo in a matchup, but in the end, it's Rob Van Dam who got the last laugh. But it's what I'm wondering, one of the biggest things I'm wondering is, how is Del Rio going to win this matchup when, I mean, he's the heel. You see, here's the thing, here's the whole weird thing with Rob Van Dam being the one with the manager and him being the face and Del Rio being the heel, is how's Del Rio going to win when he's facing off against a face, and we all know that usually heels have a hard time beating faces without any interference or something like that, you know, without cheating. And in this case, he's not only dealing with Rob Van Dam, but he's also dealing with Ricardo, who is going to be in Rob Van Dam's corner. So it's something that that's pretty much the biggest thing I'm wondering about this matchup is, I already am picking Del Rio despite Rob Van Dam having a manager, you know, at ringside and Ricardo wanting revenge and all that. But how's Del Rio going to win? Maybe he takes out Ricardo before the matchup backstage. Or maybe Del Rio gets a new manager, gets somebody else in his corner to neutralize Ricardo. Or just maybe Ricardo costs Rob Van Dam accidentally the matchup. I don't know, there's a bunch of possibilities here. But, you know, as far as, you know, a possibility of Rob Van Dam winning this matchup, if the only way I could see Rob Van Dam winning this match is maybe if Rob Van Dam gets cashed in on. So Rob Van Dam wins the matchup, but then Damien Sandow comes out and cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase and wins the championship off of Rob Van Dam. I think that's like the only scenario where I could see Rob Van Dam actually walking away as, well, not walking away because he would be winning the championship, but then of course Damien Sandow cashes in, wins the title. But as far as just Rob Van Dam beating Del Rio and then walking away as champion and Damien Sandow doesn't cash in, I don't know. I personally don't see that happening. If that happens, I'll be pretty surprised. It'd be a nice surprise though, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep my prediction streak going here. I mean, I got every single SummerSlam prediction right, so I'm hoping I do the same with Night of Champions, but to be honest with you guys, that's going to be hard to do, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull it off and predict every single matchup right. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, as always, you can click that like button down below, I'd really appreciate it, and I'm out. See you guys.